Y'all know this guy.
Welcome in to Hit That Line, Week 12. I'm your host, Zach Berry. We've got 2/3 of the Legal Gambling Counsel here. Ben Woodhouse, Austin Gray, Nicholas Carr will be here shortly. Gentlemen, it's been a minute since we've gathered after a strong week, but Week 11 was good to the LGC.
We needed it badly.
That's back-to-back weeks. I've gone undefeated, gentlemen.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good run for Ben here. Closing in. I believe I sent it in the group text. I think we were 19-6 overall. I think that's correct. And then we hit Iowa State money line, UConn money line, Wake Forest money line.
Just missed on Iowa and Kansas money line.
Yeah, and Penn State.
Yeah.
My goodness. Strong week. We're closing the gap as we are now 4 games over 500 overall as a group. So, needed it bad. But yeah, so week 12, though, let's get into this slate. Let's go ahead and do Ole Miss and Florida first, since, last week we put it on the back burner because it was the Citadel. We got an SEC game. We got home finale. We got senior night. And, of course, we've got all the stuff with Lane Kiffin. And the Florida Gators, we were just talking about it before we started. Austin was giving us a little live update on the line. Apparently it's moved a little bit. It had gotten up to 15.5 at some point, 14.5.
16 and a half. Yeah, it was up there.
I'm going to hit refresh here on Vegas Insiders, see what we get. As of now, it looks like it is. I'm seeing a lot of 14.5, so maybe it just moved from the 16.5. I don't know, man. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot to really add to that, to be honest. I think this is a game that Ole Miss desperately needs to stay on pace for the college football playoff. It needs it for the sake of trying to win 11 games in the regular season for the first time ever. I think Lane Kiffin wants this one for obvious reasons, with all the stuff going on with Florida trying to hire him away. And obviously you've got the little bit of the revenge factor from last year. Florida basically ruined Ole Miss's season. And again, I think Ole Miss is good at home. 20-1 since 2023. Really good under Lane Kiffin. Since he took the job. I think this one is going to be a fun one for Ole Miss fans. I'm laying the points. I think Trinidad Chambliss, Keywan Lacey, Daquan Wright, I think everybody on offense has a big night. I think the defense continues to take the proper steps forward to improving. Ole Miss is top 20 in third down defense right now, which is pretty wild from where the season started. Very long-winded way of saying I think Saturday night is going to be a lot of fun for people in Vaught Hemingway Stadium, and I expect a big win for Ole Miss.
Can't disagree with much there. It is a revenge spot. I mean, I know rosters flip now pretty frequently in the portal era, but the guys that are on this year's team that were on last year's team, you would have to think will want this one pretty badly on the Ole Miss sideline. Not to mention the fact that we're just, I think, we're certainly more motivated. I was going to say we're more talented. I think that's probably true. Although Florida has a talented roster, I don't want anybody to be misled about that. They're talented. They put together decent, solid high school recruiting classes for the last several years. So Lagway, when he's on, is dangerous. I don't know if he's going to start. Is he? Do we know yet? We heard anything about that?
I haven't heard one way or the other. I think he starts.
Their OC today implied he needed a reset
he didn't say he was starting, but it sure seemed like he was starting.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, last week I think he was pulled because the game was over.
Like to me, it was like pulling a goalie in hockey,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You pull your
exactly.
goalie because he's given up 6 goals, and then you send him back out there 2 nights later. He's not your starting. That doesn't happen often with quarterbacks, but
Yeah.
No.
that was kind of what I took it as.
Let's put
Yeah.
motivation part of the equation here. I mean, Florida got their dead cat bounce after Napier's firing. Then, since then, has just kind of rolled their helmets out. I suspect we will get a better effort out of them than Kentucky did last weekend. But I think if you give them a reason to quit, they're going to be looking for a reason to quit. So hopefully we jump on them early. You know, you go up 17-3, 17-6, 20-6, whatever. And I think it's probably bedtime. But I don't know. The number's big. And Nick, we discussed before you joined, it was 16.5, 17 a couple of days ago. We're at 14.5 now. So somebody didn't like something about the injury report.
But didn't it open at 14.5
Oh,
and then move to 17?
I think it moved I think
it
it opened at 13.5 and moved it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So not to say that
15 and a half the other day.
Yeah, I feel like it moved up and just moved back. I feel like that's just a line correction because I think ultimately they looked at it and were like, how many games in the SEC have been decided about 18 points this year? Like not that many games. I mean, obviously Florida was just involved in one last week, but I think that probably is their reasoning there.
Yeah.
How many points do we think Ole Miss can score Saturday or will score?
My official prediction that you can read at the Ole Miss Spirit tomorrow, I predicted a 20-point win, and that was being nice. I think Ole Miss could really make it ugly, if I'm being honest. I think, like Austin said, Florida has talent, but what's the give a damn factor here for Florida? I mean, Ben and I were talking before we started, what's it going to take for Lagway to, quote, pull a hamstring and come out?
Well, you just can't give them life. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can't turn the ball over. You can't give them a reason to believe. If they're looking for a reason to quit, give it to them.
Yeah, and Jaden Ball, like, if he rolls an ankle, is he going to fight through it or is he going to want to sit? Because I've seen some lists. They're starting to come out now. My buddy Cooper Patagna over at 24/7 did a list of like 10 names in the portal that could change the 2026 season. Jaden Ball and DJ Lagway were on there. So, and I think he had a big name that was not on there that I think is Dallas Wilson, who I think can really change an offense for somebody if he leaves. But yeah, I mean, Billy Napier's not there. Like, these guys, like the coach that they committed to is not coaching. I'm sure they like Billy Gonzalez. I don't know, but on the road at night, if it was an 11 a.m. kick, I think it would be a weird spot. But a night kick like this, home finale, senior night.
Let's say you're a Florida player and you're aware of who's on the other sideline, right? I mean, obviously, I don't think it matters to you as much as it should matter to the Ole Miss players, trying to go to playoff. But you're aware of who's on the other sideline. You're aware of the rumors. You like Florida. You committed to Florida. You don't really want to have to move out of your apartment or change roommates. You'd love more cash from the Gator Collective, and you'd love to be starting next year at Florida. The idea is, if you're one of those players, right, this is a tryout, right, for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't know who their next coach is going to be. That concerns me a little bit. That really does.
All right, so without looking at the schedule, does anybody know how many times Florida has scored 30 points in a game this year?
I don't know that they have.
I was going to say it's either 0 or 1.
It's
they played
one time,
a really bad opener, didn't they?
FCS.
And they played like
Long Island University. They won 55-0.
The Sharks.
They scored 30 points one time, and it was Long Island University. Does anybody know how many times Ole Miss has scored 30 points in a game this year?
A lot.
2, 3.
Every game that Chambliss has been quarterback, right?
9 times.
9 times. That's surprising, actually.
I'm sorry, 8 times. 8 times. Ole Miss did not score 30 against Washington State
Mhm.
and won 24-21, and Ole Miss did not score 30 against LSU and won 24-19. Every other game, Ole Miss has scored at least 30 points. This is we could talk about. Nick, I respectfully disagree. I mean, I hear your argument. We could talk about them trying to try for their coach. The tape is the tape. It's already there. This is that line's not big enough. It's not close to big enough.
How many teams in the SEC have we beaten by 18?
Do what?
Or 6? How many teams in the SEC have we beaten by 17 this year?
None, probably.
None, right?
Have we played one with a interim coach?
Trying to think. And we just
there are a lot of interim coaches right now, but I don't think we have.
Have we played any SEC teams that lost their 2 best wide receivers?
No, but we've played one SEC team that did fire their coach a couple weeks later, right? And a team that lost like 55-3 to Notre Dame at home.
I think the more of the point that where I'm leaning into this is you're at the end of the year in an era where opt-outs are real and players are going to look for reasons to quit, and you've got the perfect storm of a team that is absolutely desperate to make the playoff and one that is just ready to get to the off season and figure out next year. And so that's when the 17 and 18 point lines start coming into play. I think if we played Florida in week 2, the differential's like a touchdown. It looks like the LSU game. But Florida in week, whatever we're in, 12, 11, whatever it is.
12, yeah.
A whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, I know what Nick's getting at, and I get it. And look, it's good pod. You got to have a little bit of pushback from somebody.
No, I don't. Yeah, I hear him. I just that comes into play now.
And he's also like it's also true what he's getting at, because like it's indicative of kind of the era where everything's kind of like the NFL now, where like coaches, like offensive play callers, call games more like the NFL. Now
the clock rules, I mean, everything.
Yeah, clock, everything. I think Kiffin's going to want to really make a statement, and if Florida's going to give him the opportunity, I think he's going to put it on him. And like, we talk about it all the time, where like the offense is the offense. It's not like Ole Miss gets up 2 scores, 3 scores, and then puts it into cruise control. Like they're just going to keep running the offense.
Is the concern with me though is good Bo, bad Bo, good Lagway, bad Lagway. When he's bad, he is exceptionally bad, right? Unplayable, essentially. I mean, they literally took him out last week against Kentucky, of all teams. And then good Lagway, right, beat Texas, played pretty well against Georgia. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd love to know what happens. I don't think they in any way look at the games they don't lay down in. They beat Texas and they play well against Georgia. Those are the 2 shining stars on their season, right? We're not going to get the same team that laid down against Kentucky last week.
There's no way.
Why would we?
Texas either, though.
No, certainly not. But to me, this is their 3rd big game of the year. This is their 2nd rivalry behind Georgia. If they do get Tennessee next week,
if they give us the Kentucky effort, you're looking at like 52-3. I'm not saying that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, Lagway's thrown 12 picks this year.
But they're all in clusters, right? He threw, I don't know if you have the game by game pulled up. Doesn't he have 3 games of 3 picks?
A lot of multi-pick games, yeah.
He's got
I feel like it's like 3, 0, 2, 0.
They're just
5 against LSU.
Okay.
2 against Mississippi State and 3 last week.
That's 10 of his 12 in 3 games. So it's to say, like, if you don't get bad Lagway, they're pretty competitive. And I just think if you get decent DJ Lagway, 18 is an absurd number, right? I think 8 would almost be too high if you get good Lagway. I'm just talking myself into it.
I can't believe we're having this long of a conversation about it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. They've been dynamic in one game this year, and that was the Texas game. That's the one game where they've had 450 yards of offense. They played
Yeah,
well.
and it was at home.
Watched
It was at
They
home.
kept intercepting Arch Manning, the whole deal. Like it was. But
So,
go ahead, Zach.
well, I pulled up the numbers because Nick was asking like good or bad Lagway. Here are the numbers for the Florida offense. Overall yards per game, they're 107th in the country. Passing yards, 84th. Rushing is 105th, which shocks me because Jaden Ball is good. Scoring, 116th.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, they're trash. They are trash.
I'm less worried about that side of the ball.
I can't believe for the life of me that Kiffin would consider it. I'll just be honest. Like, they're not good. That is a total rebuild.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side, defensively, Florida is 49th in yards per game, 61st in passing, 46th in rushing, and 53rd. They're giving up almost 23 points per game.
They're basically South Carolina.
Is that schedule adjusted?
That's
'Cause,
actually that's actually a very good comparison, Ben.
They've played a brutal schedule, though. Is that schedule adjusted? I mean,
It's just straight
Where's-
numbers from ESPN.
Where's it from? Okay.
Just stats. Both teams are good in the red zone. The thing that jumped out to me is the third down conversions. Like Florida's defense is ass at stopping people on third down, and Ole Miss has been good defensively. Though on the flip side, Ole Miss is now top 20 in third down conversion defense. So like this defense has kind of turned the corner a little bit. We talked about this in the preseason. We talked about this in the first couple of weeks. We were all in agreement that like, hey, this portal era, it takes some guys a little bit of time because not everybody comes in the spring. Not everybody's there for, the full install. Like they got to get up to speed. Now Pete Golding's got it. Like I think, who was it? Jalen Braxton, I think, said it. He said the Georgia game was kind of a wake-up call for the defense where they kind of were like, hey, like we need to get it together. Like that's unacceptable.
I would hope so.
I mean, yeah, that was a given, but I mean, they've turned up the heat, put the clamps on South Carolina, and I think
our guy Andrew Jones is getting some PT finally.
Yes.
Okay, let's have a real quick conversation if you guys don't mind. What is it about Pete Golding that he is a blind spot for the best player on the defense?
2 years
You're
in a row.
the best
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it's just these guys are gamers, but like,
plays.
Yeah, I should say the guy on the back seven is the best player, but like, Paul last year was the best guy outside of the D line. He was everywhere, and Jones is doing the same thing.
With Pooh Paul, this team is undefeated. He makes the tackle against Georgia.
Andrew Jones makes the tackle.
No, he doesn't. We're not in the position.
Yeah, right.
We are not.
Wouldn't have come down to that. Yeah, it would have been 4th and 6.
Probably would have
4th and
stopped.
2.
Yeah. It's 4th and 16 because he drags Stockton backwards, man.
What the thing that both of those have in common, Nick, is they're both linebacker, and that's Pete's room. So maybe he's just too close to it.
Like forest for the trees thing. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I wonder who next year will be our best player in Week 11 that doesn't play in the first 6 games. It's unbelievable, and I don't know. I mean, and maybe it's a Jones thing, adjusting, the speed of the game, obviously. But like, it's clear, he's a lot bigger than the other players we've got back there at linebacker. And if he's out there one-on-one with the guys making the tackle, and that was the same thing with Pooh Paul. Pooh Paul had a guy one-on-one; he was coming down.
Yep.
I mean, Andrew Jones, my man. I'm just going to start calling him Dick Sporting Goods because he looks like a mannequin.
He does.
Truly a get off the bus first guy. Like he is a monster.
So does the Chucky Mullins winner. The guy's jacked.
Oh, Tyler Banks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If Jones had a neck roll back in the 90s, it'd be LeVar Arrington. Like,
be like Eddie Strong. Throwback Eddie Strong.
Eddie.
I did find the number. Florida is 120th in third down offense. So like that's it, man. Early, get off the field, score. Florida's they're gonna lie down. They're gonna quit.
What's the number? What can I get? What can I get?
Let's see, 14.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock that in.
14.5 minus 110.
Yeah, lock it in.
For the record, I'm going to go ahead and say that my money line sprinkle is the Gators, just to be safe.
What are we doing?
What is wrong with
Just to be
The
safe.
calls coming from inside the house?
If Ole Miss loses to Florida at home in a night game in this spot, I'll pack Lane Kiffin's bags for him.
He really will, man. It will, like, we'll go from having what could be the biggest game in Ole Miss history down in Starkville in the Egg Bowl to clinch either a bye or a home playoff game to our fans will boo him off the field. Like, if we lose to Florida, he'll get
His
booed
bags
off the
are
field.
already packed, Ben. You won't need to pack them.
You just load them in the truck for him.
Yeah.
He'll go from tarmac to parking lot. Just bye.
I'm being funny. I don't think that I wouldn't do that, but I don't think that it comes to that. This Florida team is not capable of that. It would be one thing if like their offense have those numbers, and I agree with you, Austin. Their schedule is. I just looked at it again. It's brutal, but their hard games are all on the road too, like all of them. But I guess the Texas game at home is being the exception. But
yeah, I think this is a very unique situation here because you've got Florida and Mississippi State remaining. Florida, for obvious reasons, all the motivation in the world. And then if you are 10-1 going to Starkville, everybody has been saying it, and I understand it. For the life of me, I cannot see Lane Kiffin losing to Mississippi State and Jeff Lebby if 11-1 is on the table.
I agree. But
he will be as locked in as he has ever been. But
it will be a kind of like we did against Auburn a few years ago. It'll be an NFL type. Hold their hand. They're swinging at you, and you're just sticking out. It'll be 23-17,
like we did in the Egg Bowl 2 years ago,
last year.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, last year.
Ben and I were sitting there together for that one. But that's what Kiffin does. Like shout out my buddy JT because he said it perfectly. Against I think it was South Carolina, he was like, Lane Kiffin knows if his C game can beat you, he's fine with it. We're like he's just gonna chill. You're gonna run Keelan Lacey. You're gonna throw some little pop passes to Daquan Wright. You're gonna take some shots, but you're just gonna be methodical. And look, I think that's where he's evolved, where like he trusts his defense more. I think early on in his Ole Miss career, he thought the onus was all on him. He got to score, got to score, got to score. And I think he's chilled on that. Like the analytics is not as haphazard as he was in the beginning. Now, with that said, I think we could see a beat down on Saturday because I think he's going to be motivated.
I would be more stressed if Florida, like with those offensive numbers, that's what I was saying a minute ago, then had like an elite defense to fall back on. But the defense isn't particularly elite either. Like they don't have a unit where you're like, dang, those guys are good.
That was kind of the big thing with the Oklahoma game where everybody was kind of like, oh, the defense is good.
I know. It's like.
Also, we buried the lead here. I cannot get 38-7 out of my head. They lost to Kentucky 38-7.
I think that's an outlier performance in their season, though.
Cutter Boley shredded them.
In Kentucky season, you're saying, Austin?
No, in Florida's. I mean, if you throw out the outliers, both the Texas game and the Kentucky game, throw out their best and their worst, and they're probably somewhere in the middle, and that concerns me a little bit. I mean, their effort against Georgia was good. It was good. They came out, they played hard.
Rivalry game.
Arguably deserved to win that game, but that was also after, you get the fired coach bounce. So,
0-4 on the road, 3-1 at home.
Yeah.
3-6 overall.
Let me state. I said Cutter Boley shredded him. He shredded him in a Kentucky way. He threw for 168 yards.
Yeah, I think. I mean, as much as you can say this, it wasn't quite the 38-7 that it appears.
Safety scissors.
Yeah, like the ones my kids use.
Yeah,
I'm still locking it in though. Like I just think this is going to be a really fun night Saturday. It's my anticipation.
I think so too. I put it up. Brandon Tyler said he needs a video board announcement for an extension, like I need air. I've joked about it. I mean, that would be the Lane Kiffin way, like to make it a theatrical thing. I mean, that would be perfect, right? Like I said it, like do it before like him and Jimmy Sexton start the hottie toddy after he signs it and holds it up.
Would never happen, but that sounds awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in. I just don't bank on that to make your night. Like, let's just be satisfied with a dub because I don't think we're going to see that.
I don't think it's crazy to think that they announce it on Sunday after the win.
You know what's going to happen is it'll do it on the field after the game. He'll come up there and say something like he did against Oklahoma. The next day, he'll be like, "I just meant that we own this. That we're going to be here next year. We return here to play football again next season."
We're going to be. He's going to gaslight this shit out of us.
The worst walk back I've ever seen. I was actually signing a contract on a 401k. Just like the
he put on his Instagram story the Barstool thing of where's Lane Kiffin coaching next year. He literally put it on his own Instagram story.
That's why, like, nothing can be taken serious with him. Like the stuff with like the Florida, the 2026 Florida commits that are visiting could be legitimate interest. Could also just be trolling. We don't know.
Or there's you didn't cover the worst case scenario.
The rides fall through. They don't come.
Oh no, they are coming to see who they're playing for next year, just not in Oxford.
But see,
they're scouting.
He would just be like, just stay there. I'm going to be there next year.
Probably because Florida's playing here.
Yeah, just watch it on TV.
I'm not looking too much into the recruit stuff, but I do think that when you make as much money as he makes, we should at least sometimes be able to take him seriously.
You would think.
Like sometimes, life's not that serious, but man, he's got the biggest job in the state of Mississippi, the biggest one.
Yeah, the highest paid employee in the state of Mississippi. Yeah,
he's probably going to be a top 3 highest paid coach in college football next season. And like, if he's here, he's top 3. If he's at Florida, he's probably number 1. And he tweets like a toddler. Just like retweets the most random stuff. And it is sort of funny at times, but also like there's no other coach like it.
It's also funny when you're winning.
When you're winning, man.
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say.
If we lose to Florida Saturday.
Yeah, he tweets like people post on Facebook sometimes, which is translation. It's not good.
So the solution.
Speaking of,
let's keep winning.
Yeah,
let's keep winning. I saw a Facebook post earlier that was like, it's really happening. He's already been contacting Florida commits that are kind of on the fence and stuff. And I was like, of all the things he very well could have already signed a contract with Florida. I don't know, but I know he's not contacting their commits. You're telling me a 17-year-old's going to keep that private? Yeah, they'll keep another download, coach. I mean, come on.
I thought you were going the other direction. You're telling me Lane Kiffin's recruiting high school kids? Like he would never.
You telling me he's calling a 17-year-old guy?
He's not. I don't know anything. I have no sourcing. I know nothing.
No one does.
I just don't. Both things are true. I don't think that he signed anything with anyone and likely doesn't fully know what he wants to do. I think he's going to know that in about 7 days. I think it could be this simple, guys. This is my final theory on it, is he's going to take the decision-making out of it and just say, if Ole Miss makes the playoff, I'm staying. If we somehow fumble down, but he's going to try his hardest. We're seeing that. Like, they have been completely focused the entire time, at least as the team has. And
it looked more focused than last year.
Yeah, and if Ole Miss doesn't make the playoff, then he's going to bounce. Like, I think he's just going to say, you know what, I'm taking emotion out of it. We make the playoff, I'll stay. If we don't, I'll leave.
Did y'all keep up with Will Wade's McNeese run last year at all in the NCAA tournament? He came out to his team. He can't. Okay, first of all, they were like one of the few upsets last year in the NCAA tournament, but also he was leaving McNeese. He was going to NC State, and it basically came out before they had started their thing. Hey, he's leaving.
I do remember that.
He met with his team and was like, "Listen, guys, I'm going to NC State. Some of you guys might go with me. Most of you guys are going to go do something else next year. Y'all, we're not going to be together. Let's play one for the Gipper here." That is stuck in the back of my mind that he's telling these guys, "Listen, most of y'all are seniors. The majority of y'all won't be here next year anyways. I don't know if I'm going to be here next year. Let's go out." And they're just totally locked in because that McNeese team was really locked in. They ended up winning the Southland Championship. They ended up going to second round. They upset a 4 seed, I think, in the first round. The point is to say that I just feel like if you're upfront about players,
that would get out.
That's what. Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't necessarily know that he's told him like I'm leaving, and so much as Will Wade did. Rather, he's just like, "Listen, I don't know if we're going to be here all together next year. Let's just go out and do this thing."
No, I don't think he's.
We do seem locked in.
Most of the players in their interviews are like, "No, I ain't leaving."
That's what I'm saying. It's like if we're going to play this game, they're all pretty much like, no. I mean, has Lane Kiffin held a team meeting and said, done the whole Wolf of Wall Street thing? No, probably not. But it seems like players are all kind of reading body language and tea leaves and what he's saying and are thinking, yeah. So again,
there's definitely there is a different approach to this than what was in 22. And I think those players must have been reading his body language that he was leaving. I don't know.
Because he was.
I don't know. Because the 22 team, well, I guess you lose the Alabama game, you're out of it, but still.
I think that team reacted the way it did because there was an attempt on his part to calm nerves, and I think it had the exact opposite effect. I think whatever he said in the locker room in 22, did not pass the smell test, and players were not exactly bought in down the stretch.
Which maybe that's why he's taking this approach of like, I'm focused on this team in this season, and we'll deal with this later.
Could be, yeah.
Anything he says is going to be taken negatively because the only positive thing would be just sign it then.
Right.
It's like, what if he says, "Okay, I'm staying"? It's like, okay, well then sign the contract.
Mm.
Well, it's like, it's like,
I'm going to talk about it with him. No, that's not what that means.
Well, it's like what we were talking about earlier in our group text where, everything can be construed either positive or negative at this point. Like everything is being analyzed. I don't think anyone's going to know until Lane Kiffin knows. And then, maybe he tells Chris Lowe before he tells Jimmy. I mean, it's going to be like that. Like, Ben, I think you might be right with like playoff or bust.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that could be why we don't have news, right? Is because he's going to because he's not going to, I don't think, he could. I don't think he's going to walk away from a playoff run, and I don't think they're going to allow him to coach if he's leaving.
Way. There's no way.
So.
No way either of those things happen, in my opinion.
I mean, and we need to move on from this. We got to do picks, but consider how hard it is to make the playoff anywhere. Okay, he would have the opportunity, be guaranteed to coach playoff games with Ole Miss as likely the favorite in the first game, if not 2 games, and a good chance of making the semifinal. Okay, or at least a puncher's chance. And then once you get to that far, who knows? He's going to give up a guarantee for that. Let's say Ole Miss wins out just to go rebuild Florida and maybe not make it. That makes no sense to me. If your entire existence is to try to win a championship, why would you punt a guaranteed ticket to the tournament just to go take 3 more years? I mean, guys, time is – look, he's young, but let's say it takes him 2 years at Florida. Well, now he's 53, and then that's if he does it in 2 years. Let's say it takes him 6 years at Florida. Now he's 56.
Oh, he ain't getting 6 years if he don't make it.
Well, also what happens is the longer it takes, the less likely you are to get there too. It's counterintuitive. Like you don't win at 60. Like that's not how it works.
That's right. That's exactly right. All right, we can move on.
Yeah, and I'll say Dwight Ingram says if Kiffin stays, we will have to deal with the same thing next year. I don't know. This would be twice that he's turned down SEC jobs.
Here's what I'll say to that point.
Maybe Keith and
This is a
Glenn put a
different
clause in
cycle
that contract
than next
or
year.
something.
This is a different cycle.
Yeah, and look, maybe
Yeah.
that's true, Dwight. Maybe that's true. But like, let's say Ole Miss makes a playoff run. Don't we feel differently about it next year if we start this shit again? Aren't we like, well, look, we had our playoff run. Like, whatever happens, happens. I think part of the reason we feel the way we do. Let me speak for myself here. Part of the reason I feel the way I do about it, the circus and the sideshow, is because it could potentially jeopardize a playoff run for us. But if we had gone to the playoffs last year, if Kiffin had taken us to the promised land last year, we played in the championship game against Ohio State or whatever, I think I would feel differently this year than I do about it. Because I would think, look, man, I mean, he kind of delivered on what he promised. Like, he got us there. He could go do whatever now, right?
It's kind of like baseball.
Exactly. I was going to say, it's like Mike Banco. He got to the mountaintop. And then after that, everybody was just like,
whatever.
Cool,
yeah.
man.
No, I'm not saying he could roll a 2-10. I'm just saying, like, if he were to leave this year after we go into the playoffs last year, I think I would feel, I would be a little less emotional about it than I am.
Like the baseball team, I want them to win and be competitive and host regionals and super regionals still, and I would love for them to go back to the national Omaha and do that thing. But it is different now. Like, it is different. It's like, but we did do it.
We got the monkey off our back. Yeah.
Forever we will belong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Ole Miss makes the semifinals or the finals forever. There is no more little Ole Miss at that point. Forever.
I was going to say, it's different now, like with baseball. I think about it all the time when you see the kids come on visits. Now they're taking pictures with a national championship trophy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like that's different.
Yeah.
Like, you
There's a
earned it.
statue of a player in the stadium.
Yeah. Your logo is going to be on the wall at TD Ameritrade every year now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we can move on here real quick before I forget. Nick, you want to go ahead and take this one? Take your victory lap here.
Okay, I messaged you guys about why.
I think you brought it up, and I'm pretty sure we all agreed at the end, but like you were all over this. So
I don't. For some reason, I thought Ben. I just thought he was wrong about something or other. No, but I thought
what's new.
We talked about. Yeah, right. That's
like
why I thought that. But no, in regards to Texas Tech jumping us, I mean, it was like a perfect scenario. Maybe it was Austin was agreeing with me, but they set them up right behind us to say like, well, the 7's playing 8, and if 7 jumps, beats 8, then they'll jump to 6. And it was just like the perfect scenario of it. And looking at it now, like it's kind of crazy that we could go 11-1 and very probably be the 7 seed. 11-1 in the SEC. Our only loss is a 1.5 possession to Georgia on the road, a team that in front of us, like a very good team, and we would be. And Bama's one loss is to a team that's like 4-8 and is going to fire their coach. And our only loss, we'd be the 7 seed, which is fine, I guess. I mean, right?
And Alabama's loss looked a lot different than ours too.
Oh my God, totally different.
Spanked that ass, yeah.
I mean,
their wins it's not like they're blowing everybody out. Hell, they almost lost to South Carolina 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It just
Mizzou.
So I'm fine with the 11 with the 7 seed. Like there are worse places to be. I'd much rather be at the 7 than the 8. And it's possible that you end up getting the 7 seed. You get like a Texas A&M team in Dallas or something that I don't think is like super invincible. And maybe you avoid getting Indiana, who's actually really good, or maybe Indiana upsets Ohio State and they're the 3 seed, and you'd be avoiding Ohio State. So maybe it's better, but it is sort of crazy to think that it's kind of our ceiling unless somebody in front of us loses. I mean, it is our ceiling, right? Ultimately, Texas Tech's going to get BYU again. That's a top 15 win. They'll stay there at 6. We'll stay at 7 unless we just absolutely dog somebody. I think we'll stay at 7 unless there's a loss.
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody's going to catch a loss.
All right.
Georgia might catch one this weekend.
Yeah. Hey. All right, let's get into it. first ranked on ranked matchup here of the day, 11 a.m. ABC College Game Day is up in Pittsburgh this week for number 9 Notre Dame at number 22 Pittsburgh.
Man, bad week of football if that's game day.
I
It's
can't
a
believe
pack
Game Day turned
hard.
down the Arkadelphia, the cross street rivalry in terms to
What
go
do they
to
call
Pitt.
it? What do they call it? It has a name.
What is?
No, you talking about
Wichita Baptist and
Harding?
what is that?
Yeah, I know what you're
It's
talking
got,
about.
it's got a badass rivalry game.
I thought you were saying Pitt and Notre Dame had one. And I was like, that's a rivalry game that I missed somehow.
It's Henderson State.
Henderson State, not Harding. Yeah, Henderson State.
The Battle of the Ravine.
Yeah,
that is.
I just can't believe they turned that down to go to an NFL stadium off campus.
Yeah,
and a game that I think, like Vance said, I think Notre Dame's going to whip them. Is Pitt all that good? I mean, last time I looked at a Pitt game, they lost to West Virginia.
Yeah,
they actually won like 5 in a row, haven't they? I think they're pretty
good.
No,
they've been better. Yeah, I'm just certain.
Yeah.
I think that's why Game Day's there, because I think Pitt is technically still alive in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick on the Battle of the Ravine, it is Wichita Baptist leads at 48-44 to 6, like 48-44-6. So like it's pretty tight rivalry game. And then Nick, I'm surprised you aren't all over this. I'm pretty sure their stadiums are like across the street from each other.
Yeah, no, they're literally separated by the highway, like
the ravine.
It just would have been cool to have something different than, I don't know. I'd rather it be here than at Georgia again. I will say that. I have no desire to see the same deal at Georgia, but it would be cool. It'd be cool to do something different. And that stadium's not even going to be full. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Notre Dame will have 30,000 there, but like every Pitt game I watch is the same. It's the brightest yellow seats you've ever seen sticking out amongst 27,000 fans.
I'm going to lock in Notre Dame here.
What's the line?
12.
Yeah, I like that.
Notre Dame hadn't really even played a game close this year.
Side of the A&M game.
Yeah, the loss, or their 2 losses early. They lost the first 2 games, but since then, 56-30, 56-13, 28-7, 36-7.
Offense is good. I mean, Jeremiah Love's awesome, obviously.
So if you like Notre Dame in real life, I would encourage you to go ahead and get that number, because money pours in every Saturday on Notre Dame. Like, it doesn't matter who they're playing. And the line moves. Yeah, it moves like 3 points.
I was tempted to take Pitt to cover here. I still might. I don't know.
On the QB's playing well.
Yeah. Like I was gonna say, like they're not gonna be a pushover, and Notre Dame can play with its food a little bit in some games. But like Ben said, I'm kind of nervous because Notre Dame's just been kind of rolling. But yeah, it's a ranked on ranked. I feel like Notre Dame could just blow them out the building. Let's move on. Another ranked on ranked at 2:30. Also on ABC, number 11 Oklahoma at number 4 Alabama. I feel like this one could get spunky.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oklahoma can hang here. I don't know if I'm going to lock in. What is it, 6 right now?
Yeah.
Who they're begging you to take Alabama too.
Yeah, it's tight. It's in Tuscaloosa, which is what scares me. But I think Oklahoma showing some life, technically still kind of alive. I just feel like this might be one of those where Alabama kind of looks like Nick Saban Alabama on defense for a game, and John Mateer looks like trash. But I do think Oklahoma's front is for real and could get after Ty Simpson. What do y'all think? It was at 6.5, which I liked.
Okay, this is my concern about this game. I really like Oklahoma, but here's the problem. I think Alabama is so much better at home than they are on the road.
Yeah.
That, I mean, the score differential is pretty significant. And they dismantled Tennessee. Of course, Oklahoma went to Tennessee and won too, but they also handled Vandy, and I think this has got a similar feel. I mean, Oklahoma's better than Vandy because they're good on the front seven, but it's a stay away for me. But if I were to bet it in real life, I'd probably take Oklahoma money line because just on the flyer that they can pull it off, it may be plus 180, but I'd still hit that.
Yeah,
Austin's about to lock in Oklahoma.
Yep, I want the 6. Whose defense is better right now? LSU's or Oklahoma? No. LSU or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma's, I think.
Oklahoma.
I think so too, right? And look, Bama didn't move the ball much last week against LSU. I know LSU came out, inspired effort, all that shit. But I'm just saying, player for player, I think I like OU's defense better than LSU. I think Oklahoma can do to Bama what LSU did to Bama. Now the question is, can OU score? Their offense isn't dynamic. It's not elite at all, but it's better than LSU's offense right now, isn't it?
So I think that and this is going to bring us back to Ole Miss a little bit, and y'all may disagree with me because the Georgia win last year was awesome and a big deal. I think our most impressive win under Kiffin was at Oklahoma this year.
Yeah.
The way that Ole Miss won that game when Oklahoma had to win it, going to Oklahoma and doing to that defense what the offense did to Oklahoma is impressive. And I think that skews me a little bit on Oklahoma because of how we played against them when they're actually very good on defense, very good. That wasn't they're not fluky good. They're good. Now, I say this, y'all can record it. They'll go to Alabama, and Alabama drop 52 points on them.
They may. Bama does that. I mean.
Yeah.
So I'll say this about the defense. So Oklahoma's defense is 6th in the nation in yards per play allowed, 4th in defensive EPA per play, and 4th in points per drive allowed. And that's what to me was so impressive about Ole Miss winning on the road. And Oklahoma took the lead and had all the momentum. And Ole Miss still won.
That's with Ole Miss kicking field goals inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Right? Not punching it in the end zone.
Putting Simmons in and doing that bullshit.
Chambliss's legs bailed us out repeatedly in that game. I don't think Bama's got a QB that can do that.
No,
I'm not saying Simpson's not a statue, but he's also not Chambliss. He's not gonna, I don't think he's gonna break contain and pick up that first down when it's 3rd and 8. I just don't see him doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Yeah, and Mateer can move, but I like Xavier Robinson. He's been a little bit of a spark in the backfield because Troy Blaylock hasn't played. And that O-line.
Jay Knott, what's Jay Knott doing? Just collecting a check? Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before. He just signed up for the money and he's going home.
Guys, I
Quiet.
don't like Oklahoma's offense.
Man, I'm thinking, Mateer's not good at all. He had a few good games early and then he reverted quickly back to Wazoo. Mateer. He missed. Nobody misses a receiver on the sideline like John Mateer. This guy.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
I don't think so, man. This guy all day long, and maybe it's just the angle, the vantage point I have, but all day long, I feel like there was a guy open on the sideline. He just airmailed it into the coaches, just a abysmal thrower. I mean, I think they're going to struggle mightily at Alabama.
I grant you that, but look, do you remember the game plan last year that OU rolled out against Bama? They ran it down Bama's throat with Jackson Arnold. I think Mateer is a better runner than Arnold. If you just do copy paste of the game plan last year, if OU executes that, I think they can not only hang, but I think they can win outright here. I think they can.
And that's with Alabama having Jalen Milroe at quarterback.
That's right.
Who can run.
I'm tailing you
off of a bye.
I'm taking the Sooners.
Also interesting, the total opened at 56.5. It is at 45 now. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that they get to that number.
It's going to be a rock fight.
And see, look, I feel good about that, Ben. That move to me says the game will be played at OU's pace and not Bama's.
Yeah. You're looking at a 21-17 game here.
Yeah. Vance
I
Hopper's in
just
the
don't
chat
like Oklahoma's offense.
talking about LSU
No.
has a run game. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong here. Isn't LSU in the bottom third of the bottom fourth of the conference in rushing still?
At one point, it was like the bottom. I don't know if
So-
it's still.
Quick question is
Oklahoma runs it better than LSU.
this is not to be funny. Does Alabama have the interior defensive lineman that Ole Miss does? And I'm not being that I don't know. It's not rhetorical. I mean, if they do, they have guys as good as Eccles and Harris, because Eccles wrecked Oklahoma.
See,
He's a big reason why they did.
Not many people do have that.
That's what I'm genuinely asking. Alabama may. I mean, it's Alabama.
I can't think.
So
They might. I mean, it's Alabama. They got dudes. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't.
Their linebackers are definitely better than ours, but I don't know about interior D-line. I don't know. Probably a push.
that's just a nasty matchup between Ole Miss and Oklahoma to try to play transitive property, similar to how like Georgia, we could not do that to them because their interior O linemen are so freaking good.
Yeah.
That it neutralized that strength.
Because I'm with you, Austin. I'm taking Oklahoma in the 6. I think this is going to be a muddy one. And look, Alabama has really piddled around with Georgia, South Carolina, and Missouri. And don't forget, lost to Florida State. I know that was the week 1, but it still counts.
With a mobile quarterback.
And Castellanos got loose. So
That Georgia win is impressive to me, though, man.
no, I mean Georgia never loses in Athens, and they went there and hit him in the mouth.
But they very well could have and probably should have lost to Missouri. So
I mean, dude, they were playing keep away against Vandy.
Yeah.
But for Pavia's turnovers in the red zone, Vandy wins that game.
Yeah.
this has such an NFL game feel to me. And the scoring and the line and all that kind of stuff. It's like if it were 3.5, you'd still feel like, man, I may need to take Oklahoma.
Yeah. Speaking of NFL feel, 2:30, Big Ten Network, number 21 Iowa at number 17 SC. Ooh, big bounce back spot here for Iowa. And by bounce back, I mean will they or won't they? Because last week, man, you got kicked right in between the legs,
And the teeth.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon just ripped your heart out. I mean, just pull it out of the fire. All the cliches. SC at home. Nick, have you checked the weather? I think it's gonna be nasty. I think
In
rain
Southern
in
Cal?
Los Angeles?
Southern California?
I want to say I saw a tweet,
Which means it's going to be like 67 and
It's drizzly.
yeah.
Let me check. Maybe they were just talking about the weather, like temperature wise. Okay, Saturday, thunderstorms. 70% chance.
I think Iowa's, man, it's a long trip. It's one of the shorter ones, I guess, for USC, but it's still a long trip. And they almost had the 2-point conversion, right? Which would have made it an overtime game. And then they led Oregon to essentially knock Oregon out of the college football playoff with just a few seconds to go in the rain at night in the most classic Iowa game you've probably ever Iowa before. I mean, just absolutely, you don't draw it up any better than that, and they lose it. I think that on this, you're going to keep it within a touchdown and get to SC.
So if I could get 6, I would lay the points with USC. But
best I can get you 6.5.
Yeah, I can't, and that's not even a 110.
Oh, it is.
There's a 110 6.5.
Yeah. There's a 7 112.
Well, that's the open. I'm not seeing a 6.5.
No. The Hard Rock's got it. DraftKings got it 7.
lay-in at the 6.5 at Hard Rock. If I lay that, it's 120.
I'm seeing 110.
Ooh. All right, put that in for me then. Lay
Yeah,
6.5.
I think surely there are 6.5s available. I see. I'm looking at a
mean-
local right now, and it's 110 at 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
SC locked me in laying 6.5.
This kind of feels the other way with we were talking about earlier with Bama. I feel like they want you to take Iowa here. And I feel like just Jaden Mayava's been really good. I don't know if Iowa can score with SC. And I know Iowa's defense is really good and defense travels and Phil Parker will have them ready, but I think Mekhi Lemon's going to get loose a couple times and you can win by 10.
Same. I think the other thing is as good as the Iowa defense looked last week against Oregon, there were still when the game mattered, they blew coverages, and Oregon was down their top 2 receivers in that game.
Yeah,
I mean, Oregon was really banged up at receiver,
and Sadiq was out, the tight end,
and Sadiq was out, and Dante Moore got hurt on that long run. He kind of pulled up lame. He had his hammy. It looked like I'm not a doctor, but it looked pretty clear that his hammy was bothering.
looked like it.
Yeah, so. Good defensive effort from Iowa. Not great, not elite. I just think USC with its full complement of weapons, I'm not so sure that they can stymie that offense on the road. I think USC gets into the 30s. I don't think Iowa can keep up.
I agree there. We do not. Oh, no. Yeah, we do. Moving on. Nick is off camera. I'm muted, so I don't know if he has a pick here. I guess we'll come back to it if he does. The last ranked on ranked matchup we got number 10 Texas at number 5 Georgia. That game is at 6:30 on ABC. You can just stay on ABC all day and get some bangers.
Bangers.
I am going to go
quality HD.
I'm locking in the 6. I don't think Texas wins, but I think that defense keeps it close.
Oh, you're taking the 6. Okay.
Yes, I don't think Arch Manning can go into Sanford and win, but I think Texas's defense is good enough to make this one a one-score game and keep it tight. Georgia, obviously susceptible to big plays. Ole Miss had plenty of success in that game. There are times when Georgia can get bogged down offensively and Stockton kind of has to run around and create. I don't think he's going to be able to do that with Colin Simmons and Anthony Hill Jr. Bearing down on him like that. And that D-line for Texas is pretty damn good. What Ben was talking about, the interior of Texas's D-line is legit. They got NFL players. So I like Texas here. I think Georgia wins, but I think it's going to be tight, like a 24-20 win.
Here's what would worry me if I were backing Texas. Their strategy against Vandy seemed to be to nibble at the edges and let their receivers get yak yards, just put their athletes out in space and let them run all over Vandy because Vandy just doesn't have the guys, right? I think Georgia's got some guys out there. Like, I don't know that you can game plan banking on receivers catching a screen and turning that into a 70-yard house call against Georgia. I just don't think you can do that. And so Arch has not shown yet that he can, for 4 quarters, attack a good team downfield consistently. So if you can't do that, how does Texas score? I think Georgia can be had in the run game a little bit, more so than in years past. Georgia's not it's not the Georgia team of 5 years ago, right? Like you can run on Georgia a little bit. Ole Miss did. I think Texas will be able to. So I think if Sark, attacks Georgia using the ground game a little bit, uses play action to maybe pick his spots over the top, Texas can hang. I just worry that they try to roll out the Vandy game plan. Georgia jumps on them and never looks back. I kind of like under 49 here.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I think it'll be low scoring. Arches look good. He's had a couple 300-yard performances. 9.94 YPPA against Vandy. Georgia's looked kind of questionable against the pass all year. I mean, Ole Miss lit them up. And the other thing for me is, again, the defense with Texas. They are in opponent-adjusted stats, clear advantage in net yards per play, net points per play, and net red zone scoring. So, like, Georgia's going to have to earn it. You know, if it goes, you know, if Texas defense shows up, I think you're going to have to earn those points. I think there are going to be a lot of field goals in this one. And I don't know. I don't think Texas wins. I think it's just going to be tight.
It's a must-win for both teams, man. Georgia drops this game. You go to 2 losses in conference. I think they're okay for the playoff. I think, but losing 2 home games would be a. I mean,
what would be their best win if they lose? Ole Miss.
Ole
Is it their
Miss.
best win?
Yep, and that's a good win. I mean,
it is a good win. I'm just saying. That's in years past. It would not be. You know what I mean? Like when you compare brands.
I think Georgia. I mean, I agree with Zach that it could be tight, but given the circumstance of this game, I'm thinking Georgia's going to roll Saturday. Yeah, I'm not locking them in but Kirby in this spot going against a young quarterback. I don't think Texas has the firepower on offense that Ole Miss does to do but they are better on defense than Ole Miss is. 27-20 Georgia feels right-ish, knocks Texas out of the playoff. Or out of any playoff hopes. And then move on. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking it for the sake of the show. I wouldn't actually do real money on this game.
I think I'm going to lock in the under. I think I've talked myself into it. This feels like.
What is it? 40?
49. I see 49.
All right. Yeah, I think that's the right side.
24-20, Georgia.
Yeah, I think it'll be low scoring NFL, like we've been saying for the last couple weeks. All right. So picks. We've run through pretty much all the big ones. Is there any other games y'all want to talk about? Non-ranked, unranked, or non-whatever?
There are actually some good games for game day to have chosen Pitt. What a weird choice.
That was a weird pick.
I can go to a lock right quick.
Say fire away. I got one too.
Let's go to Provo.
There it is.
I'm going to take the Horned Frogs plus 5.5 at BYU.
Yeah. Ooh.
I have that one too. I mean, I won't dick ride, so I'll let you have it, but I like it.
Are you taking it too, Austin?
I mean, I will.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin Ben's hot streak here, and if I join, I'm going to kill it.
Come on board.
Just think a little dazed after last week still and win a tight one.
I mean, yes, I think I'm a big schedule spot guy more so than personnel, but I don't think that BYU has better talent than TCU.
Exactly. It's 2 things for me. It's the spot and the rosters. Are they really 5 points better, 4 points better than TCU? I don't think so, man.
BYU is fool's gold, man.
Yeah,
like, this is ridiculous.
Fool's gold perfectly describes BYU. BYU and Virginia are both.
And they got that ass beat last week.
Yeah.
Dude,
Texas Tech could have won that game like 42-7, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Could have named the score.
It kind of – this is bad comparison. Kind of felt like Ole Miss, Georgia a few years ago when we went to Georgia and we kind of like we were sputtering and they had everything coming back. I mean, that Ole Miss team was good and ended up winning the Peach Bowl or whatever over Penn State, but that Ole Miss team was nowhere near top 5 in the country, right?
Yeah.
But was ranked like 4th or 5th or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, real quick, I'm locking in Cincinnati -6.
Like that a
Uh,
lot.
Decent travel for Arizona, and I mean, y'all know by now, my man Brendan Sorsby, dude's putting up good numbers. He's had a couple spotty performances, but when he's been good, he has been damn good.
We got a question in the chat about potential portal targets. Should we be in the market for a QB? Does Sorsby have a year left?
I think he is draft eligible, but I talked to a couple national like pro scout NFL draft guys, and they think he probably will stay. Try to find a spot and have a draft, a big year. I think he's a junior. I guess
Okay.
I could just Google it.
Quietly having a really good year.
He is a junior. 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, just can run it, can throw it. He wears number 2, so he looks a little bit like Jackson Dart. Same kind of mannerisms, aesthetic with the uniform. But I also just think Cincinnati's good and Arizona's not. So good spot for them. Vance in the chat was asking about the Clemson game.
Yeah.
I'm laying them with Louisville.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine Braum dropping 2 in a row at home. Clemson sort of reverted back to what we expected them to be going into the season last week against FSU. But Louisville's not FSU. They'll be motivated. They're well coached. I don't know. I just don't think I'm not going to trust Clemson because of one good result against a bad Florida State team.
And it's not at home. I think Louisville gets right here. Braum's too good of a coach to let this happen.
I think so.
I've got another lock.
Okay, fire away.
Let's go to Columbia, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to lay 7 with the Missouri Tigers.
That is a strong line.
Here's why. If you go to defensive, total defense stats and just specifically look at rushing, do you know how bad Mississippi State is at defending against the run? Horrifically bad. They are barely – well, I'll tell you the teams that they're sandwiched between Kent State and Arkansas State. They're like
not good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're 13th worst in the country at defending the run. They are the teams that are worse than them: Eastern Michigan, Colorado, Georgia Southern, Rutgers, Georgia State, Temple, Louisiana, Sam Houston, Charlotte, North Texas, Florida Atlantic, Kent State.
Good God.
So I don't really care that Missouri's on whatever quarterback they're on. I don't think that State's going to be able to stop. As long as it's Hardy healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Missouri's going to run all over Mississippi State. Lay the 7.
And
bad matchup for State. And I wouldn't put it past Jeff Levy to have been using this last month to prepare for Ole Miss. Just being honest.
I was going to say.
What's the difference in 6 wins and 7 wins in Starkville?
I mean,
it wouldn't shock me at all.
Mississippi State put all the chips in last week and got just blasted.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What a bad number on Georgia last week. Georgia was laying 9 in Starkville, and now Mizzou is laying 7 without their starting quarterback.
Yeah,
think about those numbers. What that implies. That was a terrible line on Georgia last week.
I mean, there was a podcast last week that was trying to tell y'all that Georgia wasn't going to go down there and lay an egg.
And that's wild that Georgia was basically 2 points better. Come on. I know State got at least a point or 2 for home field, but not much more than that.
Yeah.
But still, man, I just can't imagine. State, I'm not calling them fool's gold because they're 5 and whatever they are. Are they 5 and 5?
They've got 5 wins. Yeah, I don't know.
They do. Yeah, they went 4-0 in the non-conference.
Mm.
But I just, unless Mizzou's like not going to play hard because they're out of the tournament hopes, maybe. But I don't think that you do that with running the ball. And I'm taking the Tigers -7. I don't know what the total is.
I like if I'm Mizzou the fact that we got the quarterback some action last week against a really good team. This week against State, the game is going to be slowed down for him. Like it's not going to feel the same. Like
Well, that's also a good idea.
Bullets, State's going to look a little different.
Let's look at State against the pass. That must be better. Yeah, they're about like bottom third, but mid tier really. They're a little bit worse than Texas against the pass.
They got a pretty good corner. They usually always have a good corner, but they've got another one this year.
Like Kelly Jones.
Yeah, Kelly Jones from the Delta.
Yeah, he can play. Probably a Sunday guy.
Yep.
No, it's a good pick. I think you nailed it, Ben, with this week at practice is probably going to be a lot of Ole Miss install, and they're prepping for the Egg Bowl. And I know because State is not on a bye next week, correct?
No, I think they are.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, we're both on a bye, which we don't perform well out of bye weeks, to be honest.
Very interested to see an Ole Miss team that is potentially 10-1 going to Starkville. I think, going up against Jeff Levy, that's going to be fun.
Oh, also, like State can present a raucous environment, but they are very quick to lay down too. Their fans are. I've seen it both ways. I've been in there both times. I've seen all scenarios. I was there in '99 when they kicked the ball up. I think the dude's name was Bean, maybe. Then I was there in '09 when Dan Mullen took the mic.
I was there in '09.
I almost got jumped in the junction. And then I was also there in '15 where they lit the stadium up DAC. And,
I was there when Eli bid Jackie Sherrill farewell.
Oh man, that was
college football.
That was a rainy night.
Yeah, 09 was a lot of self-control that day.
That's the one day that brings me concern about 2 weeks from now. But that was a unique circumstance. They started Ralph. We were not ready for that.
Yeah, and that was
they brought him in. We were up at halftime. Remember that? We were up at half, and they brought Ralph in.
And we never tackled him.
We acted like we had never seen zone read. Yeah.
How do you not make one adjustment? It like drove me crazy. Anyway, can't even talk about it. That was 20 years ago almost.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, I am also going to lock in. Where is it? Arkansas.
It's a weird number too.
It's weird, and dude, I think that this LSU team is done. It is finito. 5.5. Give me that.
Yeah.
Arkansas could outright.
Yeah, that's the only way I would play it.
I just think Taylor Green's going to give them fits, and they had no answer for Trinidad Chambliss. Whit Weeks, I think Whit Weeks he's done for the year probably. He's ready to get in the portal. Nussmeier is just being held together by duct tape at this point. The O-line's bad. They have no run game. They pretty much throw it to Tradez Green, and that's it.
Dude, after the interaction between Frank Wilson and Nussmeier on the sideline last week, do they play Nussmeier? Or are they going with Van Buren?
Van Buren looked good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Nuss went over there and pouted.
Yeah. No, it was not great body language by either him or Frank Wilson. You usually
have a number one overall pick.
Yeah, tough.
That's what I was told.
Yeah. You usually get that like new coach bounce. It usually lasts for like 1 week, and then after that, the train goes off the tracks again. I think you saw their new coach bounce last week. I think LSU will be on autopilot this week.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think so far Arkansas has not shown that it has quit.
No.
And
look, Bobby's going to get one, man. He's running out of opportunities.
And look, we say it all the time, man. In this era, dudes are either just flat out done. I am not giving a damn, or they are, buddy, I got to put stuff on tape. And I think Arkansas is the latter there. I think they got dudes that are playing hard. I think Taylor Green and Omega Blake, those two have connected quite a bit this year. Arkansas's O-line has been really good. They've been rated like top 5, top 10 the last couple weeks. They play hard. I just think this is just going to come down to want to, and I don't care about Death Valley. It's 11:45 kick.
Yeah. And look, I know Arkansas lost to State, but they were up by 14, I think, twice in that game.
Yeah.
They just couldn't finish it.
And we talked about it on the show. They missed 3 tackles on the touchdown to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, just one guy get him down and you win.
They also had like 200 yards in penalties against State. Like it was
dude,
not a banner day for SEC officiating.
What's his name was out on the field going after the white hat. Yurachek.
Man, I hate that because it's almost like your game is dependent upon who your referees are.
No question. Ask any game officiated, any teams that have ever played in a game officiated by Ken Williamson.
Yeah, the LSU game with Ole
there's
Miss.
like 2 crews that are just absolute dog shit.
All right, got another one.
Go ahead.
Let's go to
Nick. Welcome back.
Let's go to Chicago. Well, outside of Chicago. And
Evanston.
I like this. I think
Shout out Benison's Bakery.
I've got a couple here. Let's talk through it. I want the points with Northwestern.
Yes.
And
let's talk through it.
And I want under 41 and a half.
It's the only way to play that.
Who?
Under 41 and a half?
Yes. What is this? Like 41 and a half.
First to 17 wins.
Yeah.
Wait,
hey,
you said Evanston, by the way. This game's at Wrigley.
Okay, it is in Wrigley. I said Chicago first. I was right the first time. Yeah, there you go.
You're right. Let's go to the north side.
Yeah. Let's
dude,
go
people are gonna
Addison stop on the L train.
God, dude, people are gonna go to Sluggers before this game and just get absolutely blitzed.
Not people. Michigan people. Northwestern people probably not so much.
Yeah.
The Northwestern people are not going to be there. How about a home game?
Northwestern people are getting on the purple line, coming in, and then leaving.
I like.
Ben, what is it? What is it you see in Northwestern other than the Penn State game? They got a win over Purdue. They got, bludgeoned last week against Southern Cal 2 weeks ago.
You have to have watched. You have to have watched the USC game though. Like they were going into the end zone on a pick 6, and they do the whole fumble touchback thing. It completely changed the game going into the half. I think Northwestern would have been up at halftime had they managed to seal the deal on that. Instead, USC gets the ball back, and I think USC goes right down the field and scores. They're chippy, man.
I've not watched Northwestern.
It's also more about like I'm not a believer in Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, who is Michigan to be laying 12 and a half to Northwestern?
I was gonna say, man, they just been kind of hanging around at 7-2. I'm not saying they're good.
I mean, their best win is at Nebraska by 3 points. Other than that, it's Wisconsin, Washington, I guess.
3 points.
Michigan, who's awful. Purdue, who's way worse somehow.
I think right now he's just a freshman. He can get better. I think Bryce Underwood's kind of like Dollar General to North Sellers.
Yeah. Right now he's not great.
Don't look now though. If they win out, Michigan, they're in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I know. And I know we're gonna say they're not.
And where's that game? Where's the big game at?
It's in Ann Arbor.
It's in Ann Arbor. Yeah.
They're not going to.
They won't. Ohio State's too good.
Yeah, we said that before, though.
Last year.
The nerds at Northwestern are going to have Bryce Underwood's brain in a pretzel Saturday.
Dude, the video last year of Michigan walking into the Horseshoe and somebody dubbed the Sicario music over it.
Yeah,
That was good.
Sprinkle Northwestern plus 410 for me.
There he is.
I don't hate that.
Plus 410. This is not a lock because I see that Zach has picked Texas, so I'm not going to lock it in. And this is just kind of going back to what I missed, but I think that Georgia is kind of going to roll.
That's what
this weekend against Texas. I mean, like going through and looking at who like Texas has played, and Arch has looked good, right? He's had a couple 300-yard passing games, and he has played unquestionably the worst defense in the SEC in Vanderbilt, right? They have no desire to play defense at all. Zero desire. They got 34 points.
Wait, did you say Vandy is the worst defense in that conference with Arkansas and the
Okay, outside of Arkansas, I'm sorry. Of competent teams, of teams that are going to a bowl.
Texas should.
And then they played Mississippi State, who has also a pretty bad defense.
Texas should have lost to Mississippi State.
Correct. I don't see it. I just think we're looking at it and we're going like, the team's kind of righting some wrongs. And their last 5 games are the loss to Florida. They beat up on that OU team who could do nothing offensively. Kentucky, State, and Vanderbilt. If you drop someone in from 20 years ago and said, hey, a team beats Kentucky, State, and Vanderbilt 3 weeks in a row by a combined 3, 7, and 3, 13 points, they're going on the road to Georgia next week. What do you think is going to happen?
That person was going to get reps.
They're going to get exactly. They're going to get rolled. Okay, it's exactly right. You say the Vols. That's their November every year. That again, that's just the historical names and stuff. But like, we're talking Kentucky, Vandy, and State. How many players on Kentucky, Vandy, and State's teams could play at Georgia this year? Right, like combined. 7, you know what I mean? They're probably all on the defensive line.
Not even 7.
Yeah, no, and you're probably right. I'm trying to think of any that would play at State, maybe a receiver.
Kentucky has an offensive lineman who could. State's got a corner who could.
State's got a corner.
I don't know that Vandy has a
that's my
player
thing.
who could. And I know Vandy is good this year.
Tight end at Vandy.
The tight end at Vandy. He's very good. He's very good.
Go. Well, I don't know. Does he play over 7? I guess he does.
Yeah, they'll just go 12 personnel in that case. But this is a totally different ball game. I just think we're hyping up Texas because they're Texas and they're kind of back. You know, I mean, they righted the wrong against Kentucky and Mississippi State and Vanderbilt, and that Oklahoma with a quarterback who had a broke hand on the field. Guy was operating halftime, and I think that Georgia's going to roll them. And earlier I said Georgia was going to give you by Texas. I heard you guys. Talking about that, and I got worked a bit of a lather. I had to get that out.
The rationale was defense, and then just Georgia just went in like 24-20.
Yeah,
because I think you've seen.
I certainly think they could do that.
Like Gunnar Stockton has bailed out the Georgia offense against Ole Miss, against Florida with his legs, and I just don't think he can do that against Texas because, as Ben said after the Ole Miss game, and we talked about it earlier. Georgia's susceptible on the interior on the offensive line, and Texas has NFL guys on the interior on the defensive line. So I don't think Texas wins, but closer than the experts think type thing.
Let's also. Tall Paul said here that the Penn State line 7.5. You know what? He's right. Yeah, I didn't even looked at the game yet. Give me Penn State minus 6 or 7.5. I guess that's probably the best I can get against Michigan State. Michigan State's. Go on, Austin. What do you have to say?
I was going to lock in Michigan State here.
Yeah, I thought you were going the other way.
Michigan,
you're on a roll.
Make your case. Let me hear it.
Cool.
Dude, Michigan State just got hammered by the NCAA. Like they're full quit.
Okay, listen. If we're talking about 0-6 teams in the Big Ten and who's the better one, Penn State's the better one. Michigan, you guys are up a creek at how they played at Minnesota last week. Michigan State is terrible. They don't know who their quarterback is, right?
So, that's what I was going to say. Their backup quarterback is like
it's in East Lansing.
Not that it matters. I'm just
the backup QB. It's in East Lansing. I don't know the weather forecast. Let me guess. It's 44 and the lowest
do know
sky
the
you've
weather
ever
forecast.
seen in your
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
It will be drizzly. The crowd, you won't be able to see the 12th row in the stadium. It'll just be
looks like Chernobyl. It's like
every time.
It's Kiev or whatever.
it's
So
like,
Give me Penn State. I'm seeing, I think 7.5 is probably. I mean, I see a 7 at 114. Can I do that?
You've had a bad enough year that you could take it up to 120 if you want to.
you can get a 6.5.
So you're looking up the weather forecast?
I'm looking up the backup quarterback's name because I'm going to attempt to pronounce it, but like it's the most Michigan State backup. We talk about Eastern Bloc all the time. This guy's name is
Alessio Mihailovic.
Yes,
He plays
Mihailovic.
basketball for Illinois.
Like he literally played hockey for the Soviet Union.
Milivojevich? Yeah.
Yeah. In East Lansing, football plays you. Yeah, this is
Naturally, he's from Naperville.
Soviet Russia quarterback plays you.
yeah, like this. This dude is built for this, and I'm not sure Penn State is at this point. You think they get off the mat after that kick in the taint last week against Indiana? I don't.
I don't know, man. I think there's a couple dudes in that backfield that are like, hey, I got to do something for the NFL, and they're running hard now.
Can I tell you what the weather is? Now the high 60.
Save their knees and ankles and not play. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, he backed up
the high 60s. It's not going to be
Soviets.
It's not going to be Soviet weather, but it is light rain, precipitation 50%, it's wind at 16 miles an hour. Naturally, it's going to be a warm day, but an ugly day.
I don't think Michigan State has anybody that can hurt Nick Singleton or K-Tron Allen.
Dude, I'm not going to touch it, but
starting quarterback for the
about optimism about Penn State here is wild.
For the Michigan State Spartans, Vladimir Petrov.
Look,
I'm giving you
Penn State. Nobody goes 0-7 against Penn State in the Big Ten, right? Total 49. Oof.
I'm going. I'm going to go ahead and.
I could not. I mean, Northwestern, didn't they win at Penn State?
Yes.
And you're
when they were healthy,
more than a touchdown on the road.
That was back when Penn State was rudderless.
Back when they were completely healthy.
They're rudderful at this point.
Dude, the Brunkenmeyer kid looked pretty good last week, though.
He looked all right.
I'm going to go ahead
and lock Big Ten names are just outrageous.
Yeah.
Alessio is crazy.
Let me lock this money line in. By God. Okay. NC State plus 500.
Wait, who are they?
They are playing the Miami Hurricanes.
Didn't they get whacked last week?
Don't care. I'm taking them.
They're prepping for Miami
because I think Miami doesn't care anymore, and NC State's got a dude that's trying to put money on tape too. The CJ Bailey, the quarterback.
Yeah,
they beat Georgia. They beat Georgia Tech last week, 48-36, or 2 weeks ago.
Last week?
It was 2 weeks ago. They got whacked against Pitt, and the week before that in Notre Dame, 2 weeks in a row, 36-7 and 53-34, which is. But they did beat Georgia Tech. That's why Georgia Tech's not ranked in the top 10 anymore.
Yeah, Miami to me. I know they only have 2 losses, but the shine's off, man.
Yeah.
Carson Beck's gone back to the old ways. And I like the CJ Bailey. Is Hollywood Smothers playing?
I don't know. Did he get banged up last week?
I think he was banged up against Georgia Tech. I don't know. This is one of those. It doesn't matter that it's in Miami. Like you're playing it.
No, yeah,
Hard Rock.
Right. There's no home field advantage.
Yeah, Give me the Wolfpack. I mean, it's just a shot in the dark at the money line, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if NC State wins.
We got a question from the chat. It's a man after my own heart, so I'm going to go there. They're asking about the ODU Troy game. I'm laying them with Old Dirty minus 11. I just think they're the far superior team. Troy can't really score. ODU, I think, is the second best team in the belt. second probably to JMU. I don't know. Southern maybe has an argument there. I think they're a lot better team, better quarterback. Again, potential portal target maybe.
Yeah.
I
No.
feel like
What's his
this
name?
is like
Is he going to come with his coach when we need a new one?
potentially. Is that still Ricky at ODU?
I think
Yeah.
it is.
The ODU quarterback. He's got a very SEC name, Colton Joseph,
And he's from
There you
Cali
go.
originally. Ole Miss has had some success with the guys from Cali.
Newport
No.
Beach.
Back in the Northwest European names and not the.
2,200 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, and your boy can run it too. He has run for 620 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think this is like 33-17 ODU.
All right.
We've
I got
also
a quick one.
Well, real quick, Vance Hopper was asking about the UNLV game. Austin talking about a man after his heart with ODU. Vance is on the same page with me, as I've been riding with the running Rebs all year. I'm laying 6 against Utah State. Dan Mullen's trying to get another job. And Calandria is not a bad quarterback. UNLV's got some skill guys that can play. It's 6 points, easy, laying them. Sorry, Vance, took a second to get there. But, yeah, UNLV. They've been good to me this year.
But hear me out. If Drinkwitz goes to Penn State, is Missouri a landing spot for Dan Mullen?
Sure. I don't know
I think
why.
it'd be a good fit, actually. That's an interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
He'd be a good fit at Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to go that far, but I agree with you. I agree with you wholly. He's not a hot enough name. You don't fire James Franklin to hire Dan Mullen.
Yeah.
I know he's a goober, and everybody hates him because he was at Mississippi State, but he can coach.
Oh yeah, good coach.
Dude had Mississippi State #1 in the country.
I know.
You can coach.
Let me see.
Just to be clear, let's clear the record here. I don't hate him because he's a goober. I hate him because he conspired with the NCAA to destroy our football program.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
Along with the athletic director for Florida, who
got a
is
show
trying
call
to now hire, who actually, I don't know if he show caused Kiffin's brother, but he did something. I mean,
tried.
yeah.
No,
And
that's
now
why
Kiffin would
Chris
go
Kiffin
work
got
for
a show
him?
cause.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if Kiffin got show calls or not. Okay. I'm going to go to Eugene, Oregon, and I'm actually going to go against the grain here and lay 25 with the Ducks against Minnesota. I would normally take PJ Fleck, but if you look at Minnesota's schedule closely, anytime they play somebody worth anything, they get wrecked. They played Iowa, lost 41-3. They played Ohio State, lost 42-3. And then they got beat by 13 by Cal. Those are their 3 losses. But they win. They beat every team they're supposed to. But when they play a team that has any more talent than them at all, they just get smoked.
That's what. Yeah, and Oregon's got better athletes all over the place, and it's in Autzen.
Yep.
If it was in Minneapolis, Gophers cover that. But
Yep.
no.
And now I do think you're going to see, and maybe I'm looking into this too much, but extra effort from the teams that are jockeying for playoff seeding or getting into it. And Oregon has every incentive.
Style points.
Yep. To pile it on Minnesota. So I'm going to lay them.
Real quick before I forget, I added to the sheet, I'm laying 16.5 with Washington. Back in Seattle, Purdue sucks. They're going to put up some points. Jed Fish.
Fish a little distracted?
Could be. That's what I said on our show this morning. Like, why is nobody talking about Jed Fish in the Florida job? Because that dude's legitimately obsessed with Florida. Like, he begged Steve Spurrier for a year to hire him before he did.
Florida alum, right?
Yeah.
Florida
Florida, coached under Spurrier.
And God knows if you're a Florida boy, that carries so much weight in this coaching search.
Yeah. And like all over the state, like it carries weight. Like if you want to run a collective, like it helps, that sort of thing.
You don't even have to be a Florida boy. You can just have coached at a Florida school for like 4 years, and suddenly it's like dream
flew
job.
over Florida at any point.
You could just coach at a Florida school for like 10 months, and they think that you're blue and orange.
if you've had a layover in Orlando, you're probably drawn to the swamp.
Have you seen a Disney movie? You're a Florida guy.
Have you heard
You've been
of
to
Tom
Germany.
Petty? You're in.
If there's any bigger sign that someone is fixing to absolutely run into a buzzsaw, it's Ben, who's been on a heater these last couple weeks. He's unbeaten the last 2 weeks in picks against the spread. Guy's got 9 picks on the board. I'm talking to 2-7, 1-8. He's fixing to run into, man. It's fixing to be
come on now.
everything he had these last 2 weeks.
Read them off.
All this
Tell me
goodwill.
where I miss. Tell me where I miss.
Rebs, Notre Dame minus 12.5. That's a good pick, actually. Southern Cal, great pick, actually. TCU, I'm not so sure about this one.
The consummate pedant.
Missouri, here's where you went wrong. Northwestern, plus 12.5. They're not going to score.
I think that's my favorite pick of his, actually.
And then Oregon. Who does Oregon play this week? They're minus 25.5.
Minnesota.
Yeah, at home too. I mean, these are all good picks, right? I mean, I also said mine were good picks last week, and I'm 21-33. So
yeah, who
speaking
are
of
you
good
to be
picks?
casting stone over here in your glass house?
Speaking of good picks, who is Virginia to only be getting 4 at Duke? Talk about the shine wearing off somebody last week. They were abysmal against Wake. Should have lost by more if Wake could do anything other than kick field goals. Duke, not great up in Connecticut. I understand
Virginia's
that.
quarterback got hurt, didn't they, last week?
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
I'm laying him with Duke.
This number says he's playing, right? I mean, surely they would be like a touchdown if he was out.
Right. I don't care if he's playing or not.
Out, I would lay this with Duke hard.
I'm laying him.
I think the Duke team's pretty good, but for the game against Connecticut last week, which, I don't know, it's a little different. It's a big basketball rivalry, maybe that factored into it. But for the UConn game, which is a decent UConn team, this is a pretty good Duke team, right? They beat Clemson at Clemson. They played with Georgia Tech. They beat up in North Carolina State. I think that Virginia's not that good. They were figured out last week.
Dude, Wallace Wade is going to be a zoo.
Yeah. Yep. Because yeah. I can't even come up with anything for that one.
Hundreds of fans.
For science, do we think South Carolina can cover 19.5?
I do.
No.
I actually. You don't think so? All right. Well, let's talk dead cat bounces, right? They're getting a dead cat bounce from firing their OC. They're finally free from the chain that is Shula. They're freed. Lenore Sellers is freed. I just think that the Texas A&M is good, but I mean, are they going to beat somebody by 3 scores that's not named Mississippi State? Go on, Austin.
I'm doing it, by the way.
You're locking in South
They
Carolina.
beat up on LSU. They beat up on a Missouri team who has no offense at all.
I think Nick's right here with like Sellers, because at this point it's like, what do you have to lose, man? Like,
also, if you're Texas A&M, what do you have to lose? You're staring at 2 weeks from now, right? Guarantee you, they're already. I know it's a look, dude. It's a look ahead spot. As crazy as that seems, they're looking ahead for Texas.
Lenore Sellers cannot hit the broad side of a barn with a football.
That's true.
They are so one-dimensional.
But I think they
Shula?
Can accidentally cover the number here. Like y'all are talking about, like what incentive does A&M have to run it up? Can South Carolina score 20 points?
No.
South Carolina's defense not bad though.
I think
in losses they've given up 20, 13, 20, 26, 29, 30. A couple of those were us and Ole Miss and Alabama. Excuse me.
I think Texas A&M's better than Ole Miss and Alabama.
They've got the worst of the quarterbacks, the 3.
I agree with that. But I think they're good everywhere else, man. I think they're going to beat South Carolina this is like 38-0.
No, see, I think this is where Elko does the crock pot thing, and they just try to just get a win and get out. Like they treat it like the Citadel.
What they try to do against State.
What did we run for against South Carolina?
I mean, Lacey had a career night.
Yeah,
he had 160 something.
Yeah.
A&M has scored 31 in every game this year except the game against Auburn. Like,
Shit.
they put up 45 on Arkansas, 49 on LSU, 38 on Mizzou.
Hey,
LSU and
Bad
Mizzou's defenses
defense.
are LSU and
A
Mizzou's
team
defense.
that a team that quit. That was the week they quit, right? That
Who
was the
won
one
the game
week.
in Tiger
I'm with you.
Stadium? They were tied at
It was,
halftime.
but they quit. You know what I mean? They laid down.
Or
It's an
LSU may
outlier.
have
Like
been
you
leading
mentioned, the Florida Kentucky game is an outlier.
here's the deal. Shane Beamer has told the team that he's not leaving.
To do what?
Okay, yeah, I might actually text A&M now.
to go to Virginia Tech.
Is he starting a band?
He's starting a ska cover band.
I just can't find a matchup that South Carolina has anywhere on the page that would keep this within 17 or 18.
This is like one of those stupid college football games that doesn't make sense. It's 11 a.m. A&M's going to be sleepy. It's going to be one of those games where like they know they're better and they just go through the motions.
Fight the power.
Sorry, A&M is not sleepy at 11 a.m. The cadets wake up at 3:30 every morning.
For what?
Formation.
To let Reveille out to pee?
They
The
have
anthem,
formation before they go to the mess hall.
Oh, sorry, maybe they have to go. Maybe they have to go do their LARPing because it's a fake military. I don't know. This is like my one pick that I do every now and then. Like I did it with Texas in the Red River shootout. It didn't make sense to take Texas, and it hit. I think Nick's onto something with like the look ahead.
I'm not against y'all. There's no way I could play this game.
I mean,
I'm against them. This is the stupidest pick of the week.
hey,
I just picked Penn State to win
You're
at
talking
East
to the
Lansing.
leader in the clubhouse here. All right.
You are. Look, all
Respect.
I just
Look, man, the sport is dumb sometimes. I think A&M is just gonna let's just get a dub, and it's gonna be like a 30, maybe like 31, and then I don't know. South Carolina gets a garbage touchdown because Nick Harbor runs a go route and they hit him. I don't know.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
I got another one.
What's the
Southern
worst thing?
Miss.
Yeah.
Southern Miss is at home.
Mm-hmm.
Laying 4.5. What am I missing here? Southern Miss is 65 in SP plus.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is, I guess this is an
Texas
efficiency.
State.
This is an efficiency. So Texas State, let me make sure I have this. Texas State's 91 in SP plus, and Southern Miss is, I was on the wrong page. They're 79th. So Southern Miss is better, and they're at home. I just don't think like Texas State is very good at all.
No.
They're minus 3.5. They lost to UL last week, who's playing a backup quarterback. They got bludgeoned versus JMU, lost to Marshall, lost to Troy, lost to Arkansas State. Their last win was against Nichols. And Southern's good, right? Southern's 7-2, and one of those losses is to State in week 1. They're 5-0 in the Sun Belt. Texas State's 0-5 in the Sun Belt. Did Southern Miss quarterback get shot this week? I don't understand. Why was minus 4?
Jesus.
I've got a derivative related to that. Give me Southern Miss team total over whatever it is. I'm assuming it's going to be 32.5, 33.5 based on the total.
I don't understand what happened, how this line is so low. Essentially, you're saying at minus 4 on the road, we think this team could go in there and win the football game. We think the 0-5 team could go in and beat the 5-0 team based on what exactly? It's not coaching, right? Because Southern Miss got the better coach.
Yeah.
So, again, 7-2. Their 2 losses are to Louisiana Tech on the road in week 4 and a 17-point game against Mississippi State. A 17-point loss to an SEC team who isn't, they're not State from last year.
G.J. Kinney is not going there and beating Charles Huff.
No.
all right. I've got another pick. When you're hot, you're hot. Let's go to T. Boone Pickens Stadium.
Oh no, let him cook.
I'm going to lay 19.5 with the Kansas State Wildcats. This is not an endorsement of
State's
Kansas
terrible,
State, but Oklahoma State, they're 1-8. They're not even playing games within the same zip code as their opponents.
No, they're like 190th in SP plus. If you look at they're below a multiple D2 teams, I think.
Dude,
I'm
not
I
kidding
love
you. In week
this.
1 or 2, before they realized they actually did suck, they were in a dogfight with UT Martin in the fourth quarter. I watched it because
Yeah.
Dude, I love this week 12 Ben. Just everything.
Spraying the board. Just
into the club.
Hey, real quick, San Diego State is only laying 2 at home, 2.5 against
Lost.
Boise.
Lost outright last week, didn't they?
on the islands though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Time.
Give me Sean Lewis
Trinidad, throw
Sean
another
Lewis.
dime.
and them boys.
Mm.
Oh my God! Over under on the number of times we hear that song played Saturday night.
It's gonna be a
I
lot.
hope it's a bunch.
4.5.
I hope it's less than we hear Tom Petty. God, I hope the fourth quarter I hope the sing along Tom Petty. I hope they play I Saw the Tom Petty. I mean, I hope it is just the entire fourth quarter, the whole thing. I hope they put him up there. I hope they AI him asking, "Are you ready?"
Why don't they use an AI Tom Petty to announce Lane Kiffin's extension?
From Tom Petty with love.
That would be
A
incredible.
lot for Tom Petty.
The Tom Petty will
said-
rise again.
If it was a Halloween game, I said that Kiffin could have been on the jumbotron dressed as Spurrier and then like thrown the visor off and then held up the extension. That'd have been good. Yeah, Vance is they got to play whoop that trick with the belts.
Oh, they played that at the end of the Memphis game. I didn't catch it, I guess, because
Yeah.
I just wasn't really paying attention. But they did play it at the very end. We hardly did, but
Dude, life finds a way, man. We were tweeting about that, and then they did it with the game last week. I mean, I don't know. San Diego State's good, and Boise State. This isn't like your dad's Boise State anymore.
Quarterback's hurt too, right? For Boise.
I think so.
you've been banged up a lot, hadn't you?
It's at home. Like San Diego State's been good at home. And I think they're
Snapdragon Stadium.
Yeah, baby. Okay, hold on. Another line that doesn't make any sense. Why is Wazoo only favored by 7.5?
I don't know about Wazoo, man. 1 week they play with us. The next week they should have beaten Virginia. They come home and just bludgeon Toledo, and then they lose to Oregon State, who is nearly Oklahoma State bad, right? 10-7. It wasn't like they got in a shootout and things went wrong for them. 7 points against Oregon State, who had fired their coach, their AD. They're terrible. Oregon State's 2-8.
I'm doing it. Louisiana Tech, man, that's a long way to go.
It is.
And Palouse is a weird place to play. And it's only.
But this is back on Oklahoma State, by the way. Do y'all know Tulsa's only FBS win all season long is Oklahoma State?
Oklahoma State, yeah.
Tulsa?
They're 2-7. They beat Abilene Christian and Oklahoma State. That's how bad they are. Sorry, I just noticed that on.
Really, what I'm doing is I'm giving myself an excuse to turn on the CW at 9 for Wazoo. So,
you want to?
Washington State, by the way, plays the shortest turnaround you could possibly have. They play a 10 o'clock Eastern start, and then the next week they play at JMU, an 11 a.m. kick. You talk about schedule loss.
That's a beatdown.
That's a schedule loss right there.
We got to remember that one for next week. Go ahead and log me in on JMU, whatever the number is.
Put a pin in that for next week for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it may be kind of low because like Washington State's not like analytically not been that bad.
Yeah.
Especially if they were to beat Louisiana Tech this week, it could be like 10 or something.
Oh my God! If it's anything under than like 17, it's JMU.
That's the Marvel helmet game too, I think.
Man, I love this.
I got a sick one.
I love this board. God. I got more picks. Go ahead.
Let's go to Lexington.
I love this board.
That was so bad. Like, lose this, man. Give me Tennessee Tech plus 22 in the hook at Kentucky. Spot play. Tennessee Tech has a pulse in for an FCS team. They're like pretty good. There's no way Kentucky's motivated for this game. They got Vandy and Tennessee on deck, right? I think.
22.5. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This
After
game will
beating
last like 2 hours
Florida?
and 45 minutes.
This is like 33 to 17, Kentucky.
If it's like a SEC Network Plus game where they don't have to hit the commercial quota like ours last week, it'll be over in 3 hours.
Dude, I need to
Dude,
get
we had some 3.5 minute commercials though on ESPN Plus, man. What are we doing?
There were fewer though. That was a faster game. But I agree.
It was a fast game, but also both teams just ran the ball. Like if you play at Citadel and you win by 50 points, that game should be less than 3 hours. And it was like 3:07.
Somehow it's better. Just watch the Skycast. You just don't feel like it takes as long.
Yeah. You just look at
something about that all
22
22.
I can get the scoop on Tennessee Tech. I got a buddy that he's got I think his father-in-law is the coach there.
All right, tell him.
By the way, when Kentucky scheduled this game, Tennessee Tech I think was defeated that year. I think they went 0-11. Now they're playing the fourth best team in FCS.
Yeah,
they're good.
A total miscalculation. They're very good.
Kentucky scheduled this. Thought it was a baseball game.
God help them if it was a baseball game.
That was a mistake.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Ben's got more. Let's hear it, Ben.
Yep. All right, let's go to Annapolis. Navy plus 10.5 against South Florida at home. Navy's actually pretty good this year, and this is a good spot for them. I think they had a bye week last week.
What's the weather going to be like?
Killed by Notre Dame last week.
Was it last week? I thought that was 2 weeks
ago.
Yeah,
May have been.
No. North Texas.
It was effectively a bye
streak, so we've got a little bit of line help there. I'm gonna say that it's shifted because of those two. North Texas is good on offense, though. So I mean, we saw what they did to Washington State.
Quarterback.
They did get bludgeoned by Notre Dame, but they will keep this with. I'm not saying they're going to win outright, but they're going to keep within 10.5 against South Florida. Not a huge talent mismatch there, and it's just a unique offense for a school like South Florida to play, especially on the road. I like the midshipmen, and the other, and this is one that's going to lose, but I'm picking it anyway. Let's go to
you're hot.
Bloomington, Indiana, and I am going to take 28.5 with Wisconsin.
I can get you 29.
It's a good spot.
Yeah, 29 with Wisconsin.
29.5.
Yeah, there you go. Put it on there.
I would love for Wisconsin to just ruin Signetti's whole bit. That would just be incredible.
I don't
Penn
know.
State should have done it last week. Why the hell you go cover 0 twice in the red zone is beyond me.
What is it? Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
What's
plus
the money
20
line?
Plus 2,800 money line. Wisconsin. I'm not going to pick it, but that's how little they have faith in Wisconsin being Indiana. 2,800. I don't think that Ole Miss has had a plus 2,800 money line since
2010.
Maybe 19 against LSU. Maybe I bet that way.
Yeah.
2,800.
Nick, you got anything else? You only got 2. You got 3 on the board.
I've got like 15 picks. Nick's got 3. He's scared. Scared money don't make money. Nick.
I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I mean, 21-33. Are you kidding me? I mean, every game I look at is like, nah, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. And then I look at the games I do like. I look at one of you guys has the other side. So it's just I'm seeing shadows here, man.
If you the trick is just like always take Ohio State to cover, and
I really thought about that. 31.5. You know what?
Oh, hey.
I love it. Delaware, minus 8.5, right? You said Ohio State, made me think of Delaware. They're at Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State riding a hot streak. They lost their first 8. They beat Oregon State in their last time out in one of the most unlikely games I've ever seen. Sam Houston State, I think they had like 167 total yards.
Yeah.
And Oregon State just didn't get a 4th and 5 late in the game. It was there's a guy, Stats of War. He has how bad did you really beat that this week? And, last year was awesome. We were always just blowing teams out, right? And we were playing anybody. We were really on the success rate, really blowing teams out. This year we've been closer, beside the point. that game was one of the most improbable victories of the season for Sam Houston State.
Mhm.
They're bad. Delaware's going to go to a bowl if they get the 6th win, and then there's not enough eligible teams. So I'm riding the Blue Hens.
I got one for
My
you,
4th pick.
Nick, if you want another one. I don't know how we
I
haven't
do.
talked about it yet, but Utah is on the road minus 7.5 at Baylor.
I thought about that one. How good is Baylor?
Nah.
Yeah.
Quarterback's okay. Sawyer Robinson's been decent. Michael Trigg, our old pal, he's had a good year. I think Utah just beats the hell out of them. Just beats them up. Like not like points wise, just physical and just wears them down.
Yeah. Baylor just hasn't lost. Like their losses are, other than the game in Cincinnati, the close loss at TCU, it's a close loss to Arizona State. They hung in there for a good little while against Auburn early in the season. Again, it's a talent discrepancy, right? I still don't think, it's still an SEC team. That one worries me a little bit, but I almost took that one. I can see Utah coming in there and just do
Baylor
their
money
thing.
line here.
I kind of like the over there. I feel like Baylor's run defense is
I
not
don't-
great.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think Baylor's run D is not great, and that's what Utah does. And I think Baylor can probably get enough offensively
Mhm.
to get over 60 here. What do we need from Baylor to go over 60? 27, 28?
Yeah, because Dan
Mhm.
Pierre and them put up points.
Mm-hmm.
And our boy
Yeah,
Larry
let's go over 60.
Our boy Larry Simmons is over there in Utah doing his
Mhm.
thing. Another one I
I
like.
got another one as well. Yeah.
Jesus,
Nick.
we're going like 10% this week. Like it's
Nick.
gonna be.
I've got
No, don't say that. Let's go to a Legacy Federal Credit Union Stadium and let's lay 6 with Wake hosting North Carolina.
This is a far stay away from me.
Why?
Wake won the Super Bowl last week, the ACC academic school Super Bowl against Virginia last week.
Okay, so North Carolina sucks.
No, they do. They do.
And Dickert's a good coach
He is.
and at home.
I don't know what that's
All right,
worth,
let's keep it near the Appalachians, if you guys don't mind. Tennessee minus 39.5 against New Mexico State. Tennessee, what do they do against bad teams? They absolutely beat them to sleep. Josh Heupel wakes up in a cold sweat thinking about how he can score more points against an overmatched team. That's what he loves doing. The boosters love it. They won 72-17 against East Tennessee State. Do we think that New Mexico State is significantly worse than East Tennessee State? I do not, right? They've been about 55 points. So give me Tennessee minus 40, 42
I
and a
can
half.
see it now, Nick.
39
Nick is gonna be sweating this one out. He's got no service in the Grove. He's trying to get to the stadium. He's gonna be checking the score. Nah, I think that's a good pick.
I will say
39
this,
and a half.
the most elite thing about Bald Hemingway Stadium is the internet.
In the stadium, it's
That's
great.
true.
The Wi-Fi is amazing in the stadium.
If you were in the Grove, good luck making an
Yeah, you
emergency call.
If you're in Oxford on a game weekend, good luck making an emergency call.
Yeah,
Not gonna happen.
but in the stadium,
No,
like
it's
the
solid.
airport.
It's
Yep.
solid in the stadium. What is it now? It's not C-Spire anymore, is it? Or is it still C-Spire?
I think it is.
I think it
I
is.
think.
Old
It's C-Spire one, yeah.
reliable, baby.
I don't have any more, obviously.
Anyone going at North Texas UAB?
No.
UAB covering 18.5
Can't do it.
at Protective Stadium. UAB's kind of had a little dead cat bounce after Trent Dilfer got the boot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They hired Mort's kid,
Let's do
right?
Mm-hmm. Or he's the interim. Or
Kevin?
did they hire him?
No, I think he's the interim.
Okay. All right. We got plenty. Appreciate everybody in the chat. As always, it's always fun. We got people chiming in and throwing stuff at us. Too Tall Paul, I forgot to mention this. ECU, a 2.5-point favorite over Memphis.
That's a weird number.
It is. I got plenty of picks. I'm not going to throw it on there, but that wouldn't be a bad one to take a look at. Is Memphis done? Because, I mean, their
Yeah.
season's
tough
pretty much
spot.
over. So Yeah.
Tough spot for Memphis.
UConn 7.5 over 3-6 Air Force. UConn in their 7th year quarterback.
0 interceptions this year.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's going to be my money line pick. I think this is a great spot for Air Force. I know cross country travel sucks, but if anybody can do it, it's a service academy. UConn off of a giant win last week. Give me Air Force outright there, plus 223.
There you go. On Veterans Day week too.
Which, by the way, did y'all see what Duke did to Army on Veterans Day? Did we talk about that? Basketball?
I mean,
They beat them about 59, 50, 67. What,
Jesus.
they doubled them up, didn't they?
Yeah.
They hung a banner for Krzyzewski. Yeah.
And then lit it on fire.
Yeah, it just killed them. All right. That'll do it. We pretty much lit it all up. Vance is in the chat asking if we're taking the Rebs. Everyone but Nick is taking Ole Miss to cover. Right?
I'm staying away.
Okay, he's staying away. That means he thinks that Ole Miss won't cover. He's not saying Ole Miss is losing, obviously, but I think Saturday night's going to be a lot of fun. If you're traveling, be safe. Have a good time. Enjoy the Island Song and all the Tom Petty, and yeah, maybe it won't be the last time Trinidad Chambliss plays in the stadium. I wouldn't bank on. I think it's probably the last time, but
they'll probably play the wreck of the Edmonds
playoff.
Fitzgerald at some point.
I meant last time, like as a regular season game. But Ole Miss, Florida, 6:00. Gonna be a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody here, either Twitter, YouTube, chiming in, watching us. Another large crowd for a live show on a Wednesday evening. Appreciate Nick, Ben, Austin, Legal Gambling Counsel, as always. Too Tall Paul said that Chambliss has got Pavi as attorney. I don't know if that's true. If it is, he might get 2 more years. So stay locked in. omspirit.com. We'll have coverage leading up to Saturday for these fellas over here. I'm Zach. This has been Hit That Line. Appreciate y'all. We out of here.